Hey everyone, it's day 6 of the Solstice Fast, and I had to trim my tash. It was getting irritating. I kept drinking all my juice. I wasn't able to drink anything without it dripping down the front of my tash and running down the front of whatever I was wearing. So I don't know how people have patience for the tash. It proved a lot harder to keep than I thought. And this was drinking from bottles. It still managed to find its way to the front of the tash and drip all the way down. So to avoid wearing most of the juice, I decided to get rid of it. We've got so much juice left over that initially I was planning to do a few days to ease into a couple of weeks of water fast. Now it looks like I'm going to be getting 8 days of juice, so I'll still be going until Monday, which isn't a problem. 8 days of juice, 13 days of water, may even continue. Yeah, may even continue past the solstice. I'll see how I feel on the day. I spent about 8 hours today writing the lyric video for the Made for You song, and hopefully that'll be finished tomorrow. Gonna take a break now so that I can catch up on some sleep. Just gonna catch some Z's and get on this again tomorrow. So just a short update today, guys. I have been considering trying to split my channel wisely. I've got two channels now. There's the channel on YouTube and the channel on Rumble. I was thinking of using the Rumble channel for things that are a little bit too hot for YouTube, things that cause offense quite easily. The trouble is, I'm not entirely sure what offends people. Uh, I'm quite a hard person to offend. It'd be interesting if I could find out if there is anything that I say that people don't like hearing. It's been fun the past few days, just talking and going unscripted, unplanned. But after spending a while writing today, I do prefer it a lot more when things are structured. It's also considering maybe keeping this channel for structured material and using the Rumble channel for unstructured. That's a possibility. Otherwise, might do the risky subjects on Rumble and the safe subjects on YouTube. Uh, this is really where you guys come in. Is there anything that I say that could be considered offensive? Have I ever said anything that you think shouldn't be on this channel? Uh, Let me give people the opportunity, if you want some input, to place a comment. Just let me know. Or alternatively, I do have a Discord page of which you could drop me a message in there, or potentially, like, yeah, you can either add a post to one of the channels on my page, or you could send me a direct message. It's Shinjitsu Master. The link to it is in my YouTube about page, but I'll put it in the show notes, the description box for this video as well. So otherwise, I'll do my best to try and keep this so that we've got structured format on this channel. And the live streams, I can start doing a lot of those as the unscripted. This is talking about the future of the channel. This will be after the fast. As the rest of the fast, I'm going to be doing daily uploads like this, and working on the other videos with a bit of time. See if I can get one a week of the time-consuming videos. But yeah, let me know if there is anything that I've said that upsets you. My goal is to try and help people, not to upset them. A lot of the information I talk about, it's stuff that I felt when I discovered had freed my mind. And when I tell people that this world is an illusion, I don't mean for it to cause any harm or distress. It's also worth bearing in mind that this is all things that are unprovable. There's nothing that I can do to prove that this world is a simulation any more than there's anything that someone else can do to prove that this world isn't a simulation. My personal belief is that it's projected from the third eye, which is ruled by Saturn, that everything that is physical matter is crystallized into form by the essence of Saturn. But as for our bodies, it would be everything stems from the third eye visually. And the material manifestation would be our light bodies being crystallized into matter. I realized when chatting to a friend earlier that I'd actually caused him quite a bit of distress with this topic. So these things, it's not that I'm going to change what I talk about, but it would be worth changing the format around a bit, reminding people at times that this channel is for entertainment purposes. The idea is it's entertaining, a little bit educational, as there are things that I talk about that are things that require research, and there's different bits and pieces. I'm not here to try and ruin anyone's life or make anyone paranoid. And if there is ever anything that I say that you don't think is right, or you'd like some more answers, um, I would do my best to reply to any messages that I get. So you're welcome to post messages on my Discord channel or on the comments of these videos. It's also worth bearing in mind that even though there's a lot of hermetic wisdom out there that speaks of the as above, so below, as within, so without, and as with the universe, so with the soul, these things should be taken with a pinch of salt. There's the hermetic wisdom that comes from Hermes Trismegistus. We don't have anything really to go by. We haven't personally seen the Emerald Tablets or anything that could be constituted as proof that these things were even said by Hermes. It's something that when we're out there searching through these things, it's worth maybe trying to see it through the eyes of the philosopher. Try and take on some ideas and explore them without fully believing in them. So that'll give you a bit more freedom to gain some more perspective. I was saying earlier to my friend that you have the number 9 on the floor and 2 people standing either side of it, one above and one below. You'll both look down and see a different number. One of you will see a 6, the other will see a 9. Neither one of you is wrong. They're 2 different perspectives of the same image. And it's wrong of either one of you to say that the other one is wrong or try to force your opinion on the other person. What I like to do is try and invite people round to my side to take a look. It doesn't mean I'm ignorant of what it looks like on the other side. It's also worth walking around and taking a look at it from that side as well. And as a lot of the things I talk about are a bit out there and a bit head in the clouds, like the Aries I am, always have our heads in the clouds. There's also a lot of things that I see from a grounded perspective too. I'm capable of seeing things from more than one angle. When I form opinions and different theories, I do try and take more than one angle into account. And I don't think that, regardless of what we're discussing, I don't think that any of us have any proof of anything. Because the power of our brains, the power of everything, I fully believe that no matter what happens to us in a given day, we could always wake up and it will be a dream. That's not to say that if something bad happens to you, you can just go to bed and hope that it didn't happen to you and you'll wake up and it's all a dream. I think that would take some mastery level of manifestation to pull that off. Chances are what you've experienced is what you have to experience because it's part of your journey. The Lord knows before we open our mouths and ask. Our higher self or the universal God, whichever which way you want to look at things, already knows exactly what we need. And there is a very good chance that we're already receiving what we need. Sometimes it's just up to us to reframe our thinking, to be able to look at the image on the floor and realize that there's more than one way it can be taken, and not to get too upset when other people point out that there is another way of looking at things. Not everything has to be done your way, same as not everything has to be done my way. This is your life, and you get to explore information of your own. It's not down to watching people on YouTube and other sites and finding the right person to follow. It's all about self-discovery. It's us here as individuals getting this experience as individuals. And it's up to us to be able to take control of our own lives, steer our own vessel. And I think that the government is here as a test of our minds. The word govern means to steer, and meant is mental, of the mind. The government's purpose is to steer your mind one way or the other. That's why the government is usually elected by politics. You get the polarization of people into one party or the other party. They act like there's more than two parties, but it's quite often just a split down the middle between two extremes. And I don't believe that the two extremes are always the answer. There's always a third option, which is the middle road. And if you're walking that middle path, that will eventually lead you where we can get a better perspective. Because going the middle path means you're taking some from either side. I think the better way of gaining a full understanding is if you were to be able to walk through all of the paths, but without fully believing in either of the extremes and coming to a conclusion while walking the middle path with all of the gathered knowledge from the other paths. It's like a lot of people, when they're born into this world, need to experience being good and being bad. If all you ever experience is being good, then you've not really lived, or you've only received like half of what's possible. I'm not telling people to go out and do bad things, but when you're here for an experience, it makes more sense for you to be getting the full experience, including feeling things like guilt and shame, making mistakes. It's something that helps our evolution. And I do feel like that would be the logical purpose of us being in this realm. If there's no time outside of this realm, this place is the place for evolution. And you're outside of this realm, there is no evolving left to do. You're already at the highest form you can possibly be. Well, when I say this realm, there might be other realms outside of this realm, but outside of the realms of existence, when we join together with the One, unite with the One. Also, there is a reason why a lot of this knowledge is kept secret. I'm someone that just can't help myself. When I find something amazing, I want to share it with everyone. I was the kid that was running around when I discovered wrestling. I ran around telling everyone about how great wrestling is and they should definitely watch it. And wrestling was just a show that was put on by a load of actors, really. I thought it was a brilliant job. I remember people always telling me that wrestling was fake. And I was watching people like Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, who would end up with his face slammed into a load of thumbtacks that had been placed in the middle of the ring. And I see blood trickling down his face, and it's like, this isn't fake. The dangers are real. There's real thumbtacks sticking out of his face. Yeah, it's scripted, but then most entertainment is. And just because something's scripted doesn't make it less real. It's like where I talk about us all being one. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything that you see in this projection is a false illusion, that people don't exist. It means that in the state that you're in, this is your experience as your individual. If there's the all seeing eye, it would see all. So it would exist within all of us. And that is the same eye that sees everything. But as time wouldn't exist outside of this place, it means that we can be many different people at once, billions of people at the same time. And we can interact with each other in the exact way a real human would, because it's all powered by us with this veil of forgetfulness that we have. It's known as spiritual amnesia. We come in with no awareness of any of this. We don't know that things are in this way. This is known as the veil of time in Islam. It's what keeps us separate from Allah. It's something that it will keep you in a state where you can be tested. It's like if we're connected to Source, we have all of the answers there. If we're being tested, we need to not have access to all of the answers in order to see how well we do on the test. Yeah, if any of my subjects have upset you, let me know what upset you the most. Chuck it in the comments section or Discord. And I shall do my best to try and make the separation, be able to figure out what belongs here and what belongs on Rumble. Because at the moment it's still in early stages and there's a lot of restructuring I'm going to do before I'm happy with the way this channel is. I feel like over the past 120 days of doing this, the past 4 months of making videos, I've come a long way. I feel a lot more comfortable talking on the camera now. I feel like I can just ramble words spirit to come in the middle while I'm in the middle of saying a sentence sometimes, which is great. It feels like I'm getting closer to being able to do the live streams. But I also enjoy the structured content. So at the same time as I've noticed these things, I welcome any suggestions from people, any feedback, anything that you see that you think I might not have seen. So I do look at things from a lot of perspectives, but it doesn't mean I always manage to catch the right ones. And I think there is a lot of places where I lose people as well, where I'm not aware of at what point I've lost people until I speak to those people and find out exactly what it was, where we deviated from the same path. Oh yeah, I'm going to cut this one here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.